Your contrarian view was that Web3 is simple and most brands should be playing in that, or at least exploring it right now, because that's where people want to be. But what does that actually look like from a brand's perspective?
So, I think that simply put, blockchain is a database that nobody owns. That's the kind of interesting thing that was pulled off there, was this database that nobody owns, and therefore it's kind of exceptionally trustworthy. And a simple use case for that is a bank account, a balance attached to an ID. It's your bank ID. That's where cryptocurrency came in. And that was kind of the first killer use case of the technology, was as a currency. And then there's these different merits to a decentralized currency, less government control. Obviously, you've seen the ruble dramatically decline. And one way that one can pay Russian people who are working for them and be sure that they're getting a fair wage is through cryptocurrency. So that's kind of the value there. So what NFTs are is a public indication of private ownership. The literal term non-fungible, it basically means unique. And what it is basically private property ownership in a decentralized way, because if private property is inherently all unique, a piece of real estate, my apartment and the apartment next to it are each unique. And so if you want to indicate ownership of those, you need this kind of unique identifier. Currency, on the other hand, is fully fungible. Each Bitcoin has to be exchangeable with every other Bitcoin. So that's what fundamentally an NFT is, an indication of decentralized ownership, or in other words, a public indication of private ownership. So that's why it's, I think, similar to fashion, where it's like the clothes that you wear, that is something that you're publicly displaying that you own, but is privately owned, right? The fact that it's digital, though, allows different ecosystems to layer additional functionality on top of that ownership, such as access to an exclusive chat, or access to an early product release, or a discount to a product, or an exclusive chat with the founder. NFTs are like this mechanism by which you can attach value. It can kind of get all lost in the jargon, but that's fundamentally what it is. Like a technology like Novel is really working on getting rid of the technical complexity around both creating NFTs and distributing them to your customers, and the customer experience of owning them, and also getting rid of the complexity of adding value on top of them to your customers from your brand. Long-winded way to say that's basically what NFTs are. That's where Novel sits strategically in the direction that I think they're going. So then I guess the question is, how are brands practically using them? So there's three use cases that we see that we're pretty excited about. One is sort of this premium tier, this sort of black card dedicated to your brand. These customers that own this NFT get early access to a product drop, or get to meet the founder, get these things that they want because they are especially excited about your brand. So this sort of premium membership to your brand.
Which is kind of like a new version of a loyalty program.
A loyalty program is kind of like points that are dedicated to this specific brand. And I think that, people find NFTs much more exciting because it's something that you own. There's this exclusivity, but you get access as a part of it. And also, one thing that loyalty points can't really do, there's this opportunity for collaboration across brands. And for example, if Everlane wanted to offer also perks to, say, Bored Ape Yacht Club members, or there's a company called Bev that's a female-founded wine company, and they want to offer perks, let's just say, to World of Women founders or World of Women NFT holders, then they can do that. And so there's this sort of like brand partnership that becomes possible in a way that doesn't really exist in a traditional loyalty program. The second one is this idea of community building. And so you could think of category one of this premium brand membership as benefits that you experience by yourself. And you could think of category number two as benefits that you experience with your fellow customers. So I think that that's a really exciting thing about NFTs, is there's this opportunity for brands to get closer to their customers, but there's also this opportunity for their customers to get closer to each other. And I think that a lot of great brands built today have an amazing community built around them. And a lot of times that community is just kind of waiting to be activated and waiting to be brought together. The third use case that is emerging, we haven't seen that much of it yet, but it's actually one that I'm really excited about, is this economic use case. So a great example of this is, so I'm friends with the founder of HVMN. This is this product that they launched. It's this innovative health product. So they had a 30,000 email wait list for this new product that they were launching. Imagine if that could have been an NFT where you could redeem the product once it was out. Then instead of that 30,000 email wait list, right, you have converted customers. And then there's this interesting aspect that weaves into use case number 2, where these are the customers that are the most excited about your brand. They've got something in common. So you can kind of solve both this economics use case and this cash flow use case, right? Maybe you can avoid raising a venture round. You can solve this cash flow problem, but you can also build this community around the excitement for this product launch. And that's something that I think, is incredibly exciting.